So today we are going to look into the vendor
The
master.
vendor one.
Yes, vendor master configuration, right? So for vendor master configuration, we have to go to SPRO. From here we can go to logistics general. From here we can go to business partner. From here we can go to vendors. From here we can go to control. So first one is define account group and field selection. Okay, just execute this one. So like your material type. So material type was a control function for the material master configuration, right? Or for material master data, it was a control function. It was controlling different kinds of things. So similarly, for vendor master, we have vendor account group as a control function. So this will control the data of or the configuration of vendor master. So what it will control? First, it will control the number range. So what is the number range? Internal number range or external number range? Okay, it will control that. Second one is field selection. Okay, so what should be the field selection? Which fields should be mandatory? Which should be optional? So these will be controlled by the account group. Third one is partner roles and partner function. Okay, so partner function, which partner roles are allowed or not. So this will be controlled by the account group. So later we will be looking into it. What is a partner function? We will be looking into it. Okay, so now let's select this one 0001. Go to details. So here you can find, see, this is the name of the vendor. Number range is assigned to it. Okay, it will be controlled by the number range. So number range will be controlled by the account group. Next one is your field selection. So basically these are the field selection. Okay, these are the field selection. So field selection is, if you go to here general data, here you can see with respect to general data, these are the groups: address group, communication group, control group, payment transaction, contact person. Just go into each field. Here you can find different kinds of fields are there. Okay, so as per your requirement, you can change the field status from here. Okay, either you can make it, let's say you can suppress it or make it as a required entry. Everything is looking as an optional entry. You can make it as display also. Okay, so as per your requirement, you can see it. So same with, let's say second group, you can go to company code data. So this will be related to company code. Now you can go to the account management. Here you can see reconciliation account. So if you make this reconciliation account as a optional entry, okay, make this as a optional entry, or let's say I will make it as a deeper display. Okay, let's say save this. Now purchasing data. So here we can go to the purchasing data. So in the purchasing data, we have only order currency as a required entry. Other fields are optional entry only. Okay, here you can see the terms of payment, Incoterms, minimum order value, name, salesperson number, ABC indicator. So these are the fields in the purchasing data. So now let's go back. Here you can go to the purchasing subrange, purchasing plan. Okay, these are the basically the data, or these are the field status for the vendor. Okay, so next one, here you can see the partner determination, but right now it is not important, so we are not looking into it. Okay, so basically this will be the control. First one is your number range, second one is your field selection, third one is your partner determination schema. Okay, these are the control function of the account group. Okay, understood? So here
Yes,
you
sir.
can, so here you can see there are multiple groups are there, right? So in real time also you can see there will be multiple account groups will be also there. If you need to create a new account group as per your selection, let's say you don't want to change anything from the standard. If you want to, if you are having any kind of custom selection or custom things needs to be set for your vendor, then you can go for creation of new account group. So how we can create it? So either we can copy, okay, here the copy as button is there, or we can go to new entry. So go to new entries. So number ranges you cannot define it over here. Number range we have to define it in a separate entry and we have to assign it there. Okay, now just take the assign account group. Let's say we will take ZR, we will take ZR01. Okay, we will take ZR01. This is the, let's say, Reliance main vendor. Okay, so just select this one as per the, let's say, go to the company code data, account management. Here everything is optional, right? So reconciliation account, let's say we are taking this as a display entry. Okay, so when we will be going to create the vendor master, then we can see if the reconciliation account is coming as display or not. Okay, now just save it. We are not making any other entries right now, so just save this one, go back. Okay, so we have created the ZR01, right? So you can create multiple account groups also, you can create. Okay, main vendor, let's say someone is your manufacturing vendor, someone is your good supplier vendor, so you can create different kind of account group you can create. Okay, so now let's go back. So next one is your define transaction dependent screen layout. Okay, just click on this one. So here you can see there are transactions are there. Okay, this is basically, yeah, transactions are not coming, right? Okay, no problem. So basically we have seen this MK01, MK02, MK03, FK01, FK02, FK03. We have seen this, right? So here you can see the create vendor purchasing. So this is for MK01. Change vendor purchasing. This is for MK02. Display vendor purchasing for MK03. Okay. And similarly, your accounting side FK01, FK02, FK03. Okay. And last one, your centrally XK01, XK02, XK03. So here you can make the field selection as per the transaction. Okay. That field selection you have done, that was related to your document type. Okay. So when you are going to select, sorry, that was for your account group. So when we will be selecting that account group, it will be coming into picture. So right now, let's say this create vendor, let's go to details. Here go to your general data. Here, not here. Okay, let's go to create vendor with accounting side. Okay, just go to details. So here go to your purchasing data is selected. Okay, this is accounting. We'll go to company code data. account management. So here you can see the reconciliation account and cash management group is made as mandatory entries or required entry. Okay, so when you will be going to FK01, if you are selecting this as an optional entry in the document type also, it will come as a required entry, because as per the transaction it is set. So if anyone is going to the transaction FK01, they have to enter the reconciliation account and cash management group. Okay, so you have to make selection as per your let's say account group, and also you can make some selection as per your transaction also, means on the T code also. Okay, so let's change this one to, let's say cash management group is suppress. This one we are taking as, okay, let it be the required entry. Okay, so save it. So you have to take multiple selection and you have to check what is the effect. So what is the effect or how it is coming in the vendor master creation. Okay, so now let's go back. So similarly, you can go to the purchasing data also, create vendor purchasing, then go to details. Let's say purchasing data. If you want to make something as a, let's say this purchase order currency as a required entry, so take it as a required entry. Okay, so let's say take this as a required entry. Just save it. So again, we can see when we are creating the vendor centrally, go to details, go to company code data, account management. Here, these two are the required entries. Okay. Now just change this one to suppress, this one to display. Okay. Now just save it. Okay. Go back. Now next one is define number range for vendor master data. Okay. Click on this one. First one is interval. So here you can see the intervals. Okay. Here if you want to create any new interval, you can create it. The plus button is there. You can create a new interval. Okay. So we are not creating anything. We are just going with the same thing. Okay. Now just go back. So here click on number range. Here you can see the account groups are there. Here the number ranges are there. So just go to the position and we can take ZR01. This one is our vendor group. So for ZR01, nothing is mentioned, right? So we can take 01 over here. Okay. We can take the 01 number ranges, save it. Now see in the interval, this is the number range for 01, right? So if we are taking this as a number range, so it will come under this number range, our vendors will be created. Okay, so now let's go back. Now let's see the define account group. So here now if you see, go to the position ZR01. Now if you select this one, go to details. Now you can see the number range is assigned, right? So this is all about your configuration. Okay, so now let's see how we can create the vendor. Okay, understood till this one? So basically we have to define the account group, we have to define the number ranges, and we have to do the field selection. Okay, understood?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so now let's see how we can create a vendor. So to create a vendor, we can go to logistics, here material management, here we can go to
Sir,
purchase.
reconciliation account means
It is a kind of GL account, okay, in which we can post the, like there will be some information will be put related to your account. Okay, so it is basically it is related to your FI side. Okay, so normally this is a GL account in which we can do some posting for this vendor. Okay, reconciliation account. So you can search or you can Google it for this reconciliation account. I also don't
Okay,
know
sir.
much about this, so you can Google it. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir.
So we can go to purchasing, then we can go to master data. In the master data, we can go to vendor. The vendor, we can go to purchasing. So here you have purchasing central. Okay. So now go to purchasing. Here you have MK01 create, right? So just double click on it. So here it is asking the purchasing organization. So what is the purchasing organization we have? Remember?
Uh, PORP.
PORP. Okay, so this is the purchasing organization. Vendor account group is ZR01.
Z01.
This is what we have created. So we have to input this vendor number. We have given it as an internal number range, right? So this is a internal number range only. Let's see.
Zero.
So define number ranges. Here you can go to the interval. So 01 is a, okay, it is a external number range. Okay. So you have to enter it externally. If we are selecting this one, we have to enter it externally, unless it will not allow us to go further. Okay. So right now, if we enter, this one, it will say us JDAR01 uses a external number assignment. Please specify a account number. So you have to enter a account number. Now, if we change this to, if we unselect this external and save it. Okay. So now we will save it. So now if we go to enter it, it is coming as internal, right?
Right, sir.
Okay. So you can only assign one, either internal or external. You cannot assign both. But for material number, you can assign both internal number range and external number range, right? Remember, right?
Repeat again, sir.
For the material, we can have multiple number range. Let's say internal one number range, external one number range we can have. But for vendor master, we will be only having one type of number range, either internal or external. Because
Okay,
here
sir.
you can,
Got it.
because here you can see number range we are defining against the account group. Only one selection is there. There is no other selections. Okay, only one selection. So we can give only one number range, either internal or external. Okay. But in
Sir.
the material, we can go to the material. So here we can go to the management, logistics general, material master. So here we can go to the okay, no problem. We'll see it later. Okay. So here you can assign only one number is to the vendors. Okay, now let's create the vendor. Okay, so now first one is your title. So you can either take anything, company, or let's say anyone is there. So you can take it as a company or individual also. You can take it. Okay, so now enter some of the, let's say, or we can say, okay, you can say this as the name. Search term, you can say, okay, search term, let's say, this one either you can see Reliance or you can put it as a ZR01. So under ZR01 group, you can search it. You can put all the details of this address and everything, you can put it. I'm just putting the country as this is the mandatory field. Just enter this one. Okay. So right now here there is customer is there. So this is also not very much important for us. This is basically for the, let's say, tax related information we need to input over here. So this is basically if your vendor is also your customer, so you have to put the customer number over here. Okay, so you have to create your vendor as a customer, then you have to put that as a customer number, so that when there is a, let's say, there is a vendor return process. Okay, if you are returning the material to the vendor with SD shipping method, at that point of time it will be helpful. Okay, so here mostly we don't have any we don't have any important field, so just enter it. So this is basically important field for us. This is the purchasing data. For side, this is the most important field. Okay. So first one is order currency. So in which currency your vendor will accept the order. So let's say this is INR. Okay. Terms of payment. What is the terms of payment? So how you are going to pay the vendor. Okay. So let's say if you are going to pay the vendor by cash, or you are going to pay the vendor by check, or you are going to pay the vendor by the let's say bank transfer, or let's say you are going to pay the vendor after they send you the material after 15 days or 20 days or 1 month, or let's say any period of time. So you want to you want to pay the vendor. So these are basically the terms of payments are there. So normally the terms of payments are already defined over here. If you want to create a new terms of payment also, you can create a new terms of payment. So here you can see payable immediately due date. So whenever you receive the product, you have to immediately do the payment. Then you can see there is a new term 002 within 40 days, 14 days. If you are paying, you can get a 3% cash discount. Within 30 days, if you are paying, you can get a 2% cash discount. Within 45 days, by you have to pay by 45 days anyways. Okay, so this is the last payment date. Okay, so let's see how we can create a vendor account group. Okay, now let's go to, okay, so now go to SPRO, go to SAP reference IMG. Then you can go to the logistics general. From here you can, okay, sorry, you can go to material management. From here you can go to the purchasing. From here you can go to the vendor master. Here you can find define terms of payment, right? Click on this one. So here you can find the same terms and conditions. Let's say we are going to create a new one. Click on new entries. So payment terms, let's say we are taking the same ZR01 we will be taking. Okay, for everything we are taking the ZR01 only. So here you have to put the day limit. Let's say we are putting the day limit as 90 days. So we have to pay the amount in 90 days. So let's say sales tax, if you are explaining something for the ZR01, let's say this is return for okay, payment term for main vendor Reliance. Okay. Now here you can see there is a baseline date calculation is there. So it is mentioning as fixed day or additional month. So basically what is the baseline date? So baseline date is from which date you are going to calculate this 90 day. Okay. From which date you are taking this into the calculation. Let's say you are going to pay it, you are going to take some installment or anything. Okay. So you can mention so you can mention that from which date you are calculating this as your stock. Okay. So that baseline date calculation is there. Next one is default baseline date. So there is no default over here. If you are taking posting days, so these are basically related to your GR document. Once you are entering the GR date, there will be a posting date will be there, one document date will be there, one entry date will be there. Okay. So basically which you are going to take as a baseline date. Let's say I will be taking the posting date as a baseline date. Document date is when your document is like your GR document or GR is come to your warehouse or plant, that is called your document date. So you can have a posting date, you can have a document date on which date you are going to take as a baseline date. So from that date, you can calculate 90 days for payment. Okay. So now if you want to make this vendor as a block, okay, so you can block the vendor if you require. Let's say this is a new vendor, you want to block it for payment. So blank means free for payment, A means blocked for payment. So these are the payment blocks are there. So we are removing it. So if you need, you can make a payment block also, so that once you are entering the invoice also, the payment will be blocked. You will not be able to pay the vendor. Okay. So after that, you can just review the, let's say review the material or review the invoice, then you can pay. Let's say it is a first time you are using the vendor, you can use the block option. Or you are, let's say, some vendor is not paying you, some vendor is not providing you good material, you want to block it for payment for some time, then you can just enter the block key over here. Next one is payment method. So here we can see, so there are different types of payment methods are there. Okay, for our country we have to choose. So now country IN, let's say. So here we have for India, we have check and back transfer. Okay. Now select this bank transfer. Okay. Now you can find the, this is the payment method. We can do the payment on bank transfer. So here you can say if you are taking, let's say your vendor is giving you some discount. Let's say they will be giving 5% discount in, let's say 30 days. Okay. Let's say 30 days. Let's say they will be giving you 3% discount in 60 days. If you are paying under 60 days, you can get a 3% discount. If you are paying in 30 days, you can get a 5% discount. Okay, enter this one. So here you can see the explanation. Within 30 days, 5% cash discount. Within 60 days, 3% cash discount. And the payment limit is 90 days. In a 90 days, you have to pay it. Okay. So here you can take this also as your own explanation. You can put it. Okay, this is for your own explanation. This will not show to anyone. This is for our explanation. Okay, who is taking the payment terms or who is looking into the payment terms, they will know that within 30 days, if you are paying within 30 days, so we can get the 5% of discount. Now just save it. So now here we can go to the vendor. So here terms of payment, we can put it as ZR01. This is what we have created, right? Next was is Inco terms. Okay. So what is the Inco terms? So normally Inco terms is basically, this is a payment term, but this is related to your freight charges. Okay, what is the freight charges? Normally your material, let's say this will be only happening related to your when there is a import procurement is there. Okay, so according to that import procurement, let's say your vendor is sending you some material. So here you can see, so here you can see there are some import terms are already there. Okay, so here you can find CFR is cost and freight. So cost and freight you have to pay. Okay. Next one is CIF, cost, insurance and freight. So for your material, you have to pay the cost and insurance and freight charges. Next one is CIP, insured freight free. Means everything is handled by your vendor. You don't have to pay anything. So they will be providing your material to you. All of the means material safety and all of the risk is there. It is their risk to give you the material in good condition. Okay, next one is freight free, so you don't have to pay for the freight charges. Next one is border delivered. Okay, border deliver means they will be delivering it to your border, okay, or to their border. Okay, then you have to receive it from there. Okay, they will be delivering to the border. Next one is DDP, delivered by clear by custom. So they will be delivering you product and they will be doing the custom duty. Means they have taken the custom duty from you, or might be the custom duty is included in the material charges, so they will be clearing the customs. Okay, DDU is delivered not cleared by the